Hi, everybody, and welcome. It's a pleasure to have you on board today for what we hope is going to be a really exciting demonstration and opportunity for your stations to enhance what you're offering your audience and your fans through Envisionwise. I'm Tracy Johnson. Andrew is also with us from Radio Content Pro, and you all know who Jackie is because this is her baby. With Envisionwise. So while we wait for a few more people to log on, I'll turn this over to Jackie in just a second, but I'll tell you that if you want to communicate with us, you can chat through the chat tab. If you look over on the right side of your screen, there's several tabs. One of them is chat, and you can type anything you want in there. As we're going through the demonstration, you can ask questions, you can ask for more details, you can tell us anything that you want to tell us through chat, and we'll respond in the presentation. A lot of you might be wondering what happens if we have to bail. I've got a meeting coming up, and I may not be able to stay on, or I wasn't able to make it. Yes, we are recording this, and we will send you an email with a link to watch the replay by the end of the day today. And Jackie will also be posting it up on the Envisionwise website, so you can watch it more later if you want to share it with some of your team members. So with that, we've got more people logging in. Jackie, why don't you get everything introduced and get us started here?
Okay. Thank you, Envisionwise clients, for jumping on board. I see a lot of familiar faces jumping in, and as always, we're excited to share new products and new services, and this is one that we are pumped about. We believe it's going to save you a lot of time, and I'm just excited. So this is Tracy Johnson, as he mentioned. He's the CEO of Tracy Johnson Media Group. Some of you may already be working with him. He's a longtime programmer, consultant, and a talent coach. He's the creator of Radio Content Pro, which is the AI-driven prep and content product that we're going to talk about today. And then we have Andrew Johnson up here. He's the president and CEO of Radio Content Pro. And he has been great in behind the development and technical side, has worked with our team, which is some of them are on the call as well. We're excited about this new partnership and what we can offer you guys. I'm going to hand it over to Andrew to kind of talk about Local Beat.
Great. Thanks, Jackie. Let me get my screen share set up here, and I will give you a very quick overview of Radio Content Pro, but we'll get into the more important part, which is how it integrates with Envisionwise.
Yeah, so Andrew will show you what Radio Content Pro is all about, and then Jackie will take it over and show you how it's going to look on your Envisionwise dashboard.
So Radio Content Pro is essentially a show prep service that is updated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our platform includes 10 different products that are format specific, everything from top 40 CHR to rock to country, hip hop, Christian, and a handful of others I'm not going to mention right now. But we don't provide just show prep. Our platform includes everything you need to go on the air, to go online through your blog, and to social media. Let me give you a quick overview of what that looks like. Our system is constantly looking for stories that are relevant to your format and to your audience. And as soon as the story is published online, our system flags it and presents it to you on Radio Content Pro within about 5 minutes.
So I'll interrupt you here, Andrew. This story is from Local Beat San Diego. It's only giving, this feed is only San Diego relevant news. And I'm in San Diego, and we're bracing for a huge winter storm here, which means over an inch of rain. That's what winter storms are in Southern California. But this is one of the top stories today, and these are constantly updated, and this is what you'll see for every story that comes into your feed.
Yep. So when we get a relevant story, either for your format or for your market, if you're a Local Beat subscriber, our AI bots break it up into 3 tabs. The story is a factual overview of what the original story is about. I'll go through this quickly and get to the good stuff with Envisionwise. On air is your on-air assets, teases, scripts you can use on the air or for videos, responses, and phone topics. And then the good stuff here is your digital content. We create a unique blog post for you for every story. along with a blog post title, which is where this is the content we're sending over to Envisionwise that is available for you in your dashboard for immediate publishing.
Yeah, basically one-click publishing, and it's content that is completely rewritten from the original source and written in a style to be read and not spoken. Some of the other content in each story is written to be spoken on the air, like a news story, and not read. The blog post is written to be read and not spoken, so it's perfect for what happens online. It's ready to go. It's completely copyright free because it's completely rewritten as original content. That it's not just a refeed of things that other sources already have. This is original, unique content that's been developed.
Yep. And I will hand it over to Jackie here, and she can show you how this integrates directly to your Envisionwise hosted site.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. I'm just going to turn on my screen share here. Let's see, can I do entire screen? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, there we go. Okay, oops, maybe that's a bad move. Wait, there we go. Can you see my screen? Yes. Yep. Okay. I'm going to use an example website. Everybody here, I believe, has one of our websites already. You guys are probably familiar. I've kind of got all the bells and whistles on this particular site with our add-ons of ads. What I did on this website, we're going to jump to the back end in a minute, but I just want to point out there are 3 blogs, which you all know you can make unlimited blogs on your website. So I've got pop music news blog here. I've got local news right here in the middle. And then below that stack item, we've got entertainment news. So I want to jump to the back end because I know a lot of you are familiar with this. So back here on this particular site, I just want to show you under tools, you're all familiar where general blogs are. And I've got 3 blogs. You can add as many as you want. And today, everybody should see Local Beat New over here on the left. If I click on that and I click on articles, what we've done on this demo site is we've created an API with the account that you get with Radio Content Pro. Whatever categories, local news or country news, pop culture news, whatever category you have, those news stories are going to funnel right in here. So you see there's this one up here about hilarious misconceptions, the viral stories. We've got something about love and relationships. So if you want to add a story, it's as simple as clicking publish. You select your blogs. You've got your jock blogs and then your 3 blogs that we've created on this demo site. So if I want to put this in local news, I just click that and hit confirm. Now, if I jump out, I want to show you, I'm just going to jump out, hit refresh. There it is, right here under local news, that fast. Now, if you want to spice it up with an image, we can go back and click edit article. And it's going to look just like any other blog. It's just going to do the work for you. So here's the whole story. If you want to get fancy and add images, we've integrated this tab here for free images. So you can just click on that. I'm just going to search news. And you can pick anything you want here. These are free to use. Let me just grab one right here. Pops it in there. Or you can browse to the server and add your own images. You can also make any adjustments that you want. So just go down here and hit Save Post. And go back out to the website, hit refresh. You'll see that immediately. So I can publish to all 3 of these blogs. I can publish multiple stories. This is going to be a big time saver for those that are lacking local content or just music news. This is going to be huge for you guys. Over here under local beat, we have a settings tab. This is where you're going to plug in your API username and your API password. If you don't have it, you're going to see a button over here that lets you sign up. In fact, I'm going to just slide over. Can you see this screen here with the start? This is what it's going to look like for everybody initially. Can you see that, Tracy? And
yeah.
Okay. So all of you who do not have a subscription yet, when you click articles, you're going to see this yellow button that says Start Now, which will start the process for you to get an account with Local Beat. Once you get your account, you're going to come back and just plug in username and password. And then the next time you come to articles, you're going to see everything populating in. which you can start adding those right away to your blog. So it's that easy. And once the account is created, you'll be able to publish to any of your blogs. If you want to edit or view off to Radio Content Pro, we have a link, just what Andrew was showing you. This will link you right over to your account on their dashboard. So we've linked our dashboards together to save you guys time, but you'll be able to see with your account, you'll be able to look on both sides here.
And that's where you could also access the on-air content, the social media posts, and all the other things that come with a Radio Content Pro subscription. So you can either log in directly through Radio Content Pro or just log into the Envisionwise dashboard. When you see an article that looks good to you, you click on View on RCP. It takes you there, and it helps you with show prep while you're also publishing your content to your website. What Jackie was showing you with all the different categories, it's really powerful. So imagine if your morning show talks about one of those topics on the air, like misconceptions. If you talk about that on the air, you probably want that going in a path to the blog from your morning show. So you can assign that to that blog post, to that author. If it is local news, you'll assign it to a different category. So you can really develop a diverse and dynamic site very quickly and basically automate it. And it takes just a couple of minutes a day to keep your site updated.
I realized I just clicked off my screen share. I want to show our clients one more thing here. I'm going to click back with my million windows here. On your blog post, each headline and such, when they click on read more, it'll be the full article. And as you all know, you have templates for these blogs, so we can make them look whatever way you want, or you can make them look however you'd like, and you can place them wherever you want. So, and then there'll also be the share tools for these blogs as well. So for example, I'm going to go back out here. We have a blog that has just displaying headlines over here on the right. And this blog is with an image, headlines, and read more. This one is 3 columns, so you guys can control that. Just a quick refresher. If I jump on to my home screen, in your stack items where you add your blogs, you can click on the gear symbol and you can select RSS feeds, and this is where you can change those templates. So not only can you create unlimited blogs, you can use the template options, and you can place them wherever you want on the website. So having this already done content and the flexibility to add it where you want on your website is going to be a great time saver. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now.
Okay. So if any of you have questions, we're happy to answer those. Just type your question in the chat box if you'd like us to go into some more detail. Let's talk about pricing. You're probably wondering about that. It's not a free service, but we do have a special offer for you. Local Beat, which is local content for your specific market. So let's say you're in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We come into Kalamazoo, we identify local sources that are developing local content, and we put that on your dashboard. The cost is $99 a month, and usually there's a $99 setup fee. If you sign up through Envisionwise between now and Thanksgiving, the $99 setup fee is waived. So it's $99 a month to get that. Now, if you want other categories, we were showing you some of the pop culture, the weird news, the relationship stories, the music news, and things like that. Those are all available in Radio Content Pro kits that are add-ons on top of that, and those are priced based on market size. So when you sign up, let us know what you're interested in, and we'll make you a special Envisionwise offer that will bundle some of those services together so you can really trick out your site, or you can add them later. If you'd rather add some more categories later, that's easy enough to do, and it'll help you with social media. It'll help you with your content on the air because it's constantly updated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So a couple of questions coming in. David says, I noticed that frequently there are errors when using AI. Have you noticed errors on this? Andrew, you want to take that because you're the developer that made all this possible. Oh, you're muted.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Thanks, David. I notice a lot of errors with AI too. We've worked really hard to make sure our AI is operating in an isolated environment, really just working with its training on radio, its training on social media and blog post writing, and also being trained on the original article. So it's really only writing content based on what's presented in the article, which eliminates all hallucinations, random facts, irrelevant content. On Radio Content Pro, we have a feature where users can report errors or problems with any of the content that's generated. And we haven't had any errors or concerns with accuracy or quality in over 8 months. We've really fine-tuned and dialed in our process here.
We developed this product about 3 years ago, and AI has come a long way since then. But we learned a lot as we were choosing our sources. First of all, we select each source very carefully. So we're not choosing sources that frequently publish inaccurate information because, you know, the saying garbage in, garbage out. If you've got a source that has inaccurate information, the AI is going to rewrite inaccurate information. And most of the problems that we saw in the past when we were developing came from websites that would have their writers rush to be first to put a story out. They would get the story wrong, and then they would update it a half hour later. Well, we'd already grabbed that content. So we protected against that in the vetting process and in the selection process. And Andrew has trained the AI very carefully and meticulously the way that he described. So there are no hallucinations now. And we stay on top of that all the time. So as he said, it's been over 8 months since we've had a complaint. And most of the flags that we get come from a problem at the original source, not from the AI implementation of it. So it is really, really solid. And of course, if you discover anything, we want to know about it right away. Daryl asks about multiple stations. Is each station $99? Andrew?
Yes, it's per station price. If you're looking to bundle multiple stations, we can talk about pricing for those unique situations.
So it's $99 for local beat per station. But if you have multiple stations in the same market and you want to add some of the other kits to it, so let's say you've got a country station, a rock station, and a pop station, and you want to get some additional kits for each of those stations, we can bundle some of those prices together and give you some discounts there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Samantha says, if you were to utilize local beat content but covered news from more than one city in the area, is there a way to input news from the state or multiple cities simultaneously to view content from, or are you only able to select one city?
That's more of a case-by-case basis, depending on your city size and your general coverage area. Samantha, if you want to reach out over email or reach out to Jackie and she can connect us, we can look at that and figure out what makes the most sense.
So yeah, and by market size, there's some really small markets in Texas that we're working with that are cities of maybe 5,000 people. But they serve a large community around there. There's several towns of 2,000 to 5,000. So we broadened that scope and are sourcing local content from those communities around their station that they serve, because it gives you a more diverse and dynamic feed for local beat. Now, if you were to come to us and say we're in Chicago and we want to include Indianapolis in our feed too, then we're going to charge you for two markets. Natalie says, do you have any radio station websites that are currently using? Several hundred. Andrew?
Yeah, we're up and running in most U.S. states, about a handful of countries, a lot in Canada, and a lot of people are actively posting the content on their sites.
Yeah, New Zealand, Greece, Australia. We've got sources. We got stations that are using it all over the country. We don't know how many stations are using the digital content on their websites. This is brand new to Envisionwise, so I don't think we have any stations. Well, I think Jackie might have one that is using it right now. But this is a brand new feature, so you can be on the ground floor of doing it directly through Envisionwise with this easy solution. Most of the radio stations that Radio Content Pro serves are getting the feed that Andrew showed you a little bit ago. So for them to use the digital content up until recently, they've had to copy and paste that blog post into their website. And we don't know how many stations are actually doing that because we don't have visibility into that. We do have the automation now and the APIs that we've connected with Envisionwise. So we expect that to increase a great deal. And Jackie can share the demo site that she showed you so you can see how it's publishing on the demo site.
And we can also, for those that maybe need some site adjustments or you want to reformat your look a little bit better, we can work with you one-on-one with that as well to make all of this flow the way you want.
Great. Gregory says, what local sources do you use for local beat? Andrew does all the research on that. Andrew does all of this. I just go on here and set it up.
Gregory, when we set up a new local beat feed, we do our own research about authoritative local sources, but we always like to have a conversation with you. So if there are sources that you really want us to try to include and incorporate, we do everything we can to fit them into our system. Sometimes a website doesn't work with our AI flow, but if you have input when we're setting this up, we always love to hear that.
Yeah. So one of the things that we look at when we go into a local market is to make sure that we're not going to multiple sources that are all feeding the same story. So let's say that like the flood in San Diego, if we were monitoring 3 or 4 major sites that were doing local news, you would see 3 or 4 different stories about the flood showing up in your feed, and you don't need that. You need one. So we look at the one that is the best, the most that's covering the most content, the most accurate content, the most thorough and detailed, and do some pretty deep research into finding the ones that are not going to be offering duplicated content, number one, but also value that is going to really work for you. And then, like Andrew said, that communication back from you, because we don't know all the sites in your market. And when we come in and do a Google search and we do a deep dive into looking for these, we might miss some of those that are important to you. Maybe it's a service that is covering local events or concert information, and you want to make sure that's in there. All you have to do is let Andrew know, and he can add that to your local content feed.
Perfect. I just also want to remind our clients that if you are having trouble with your websites, you can hit us up in the bottom right corner when you're in that admin panel. We want you to take advantage of this new product. So if you have questions or you just need some assistance, you can reach out with a little chat bubble when you're in the admin panel, and we'll get right back to you.
So I'm going to, if there's more questions, you can keep asking. And it looks like, here's another one. Is the digital content enough to possibly use for producing a local newscast? Yeah, and then we did go with Radio Content Pro's demo. But Andrew, if you could share your screen and go back to the story tab.
Yep.
On the story. So each piece of content that's created in Radio Content Pro has 3 tabs in it. One is the story, the second is on air, and the third is digital. And we spent most of our time talking about digital. This is the main tab, and it's the first tab. It's called the story. So you see, the first thing you see there is bullet points. There's usually 3 to 5 bullet points of what this story is all about in short form, so you can very quickly see if this is something that you're interested in. The summary is written in a style to be spoken on the air and not read online. So this is a newscast written for you, and it's usually written in about 40 to 60 seconds in length. Easy to edit. If you don't want to use all of that, you can use the first paragraph. But your newscast is basically written for every story that you get for from Radio Content Pro. So you've got, and this will be different than the blog post. It'll have all of the facts and information, but written in a spoken word style. The blog post is written to be consumed by reading it. So it's very complementary to what you'd be publishing on your Envisionwise site. And then, Andrew, scroll down to the posts. Let's say you want to promote your blog post that you put up. You go down and you can grab your Facebook posts, your X posts, Instagram posts, and link back to that blog post on your Envisionwise site. So it's really dynamic and can be used in a lot of different ways. David asks about market exclusivity, and the answer is yes and no. Andrew, you want to explain that?
Yep. So our kits, which are the format-specific bundles of content, those are market exclusive by format. So if you are in Indianapolis and you subscribe to RCP Edge for your rock station, you'll be the only station in Indianapolis with RCP Edge. Local Beat is not market exclusive, but we've never had any kind of conflicts with that, where multiple companies want the same feed in the same market.
Yeah. Samantha says, I'm noticing on the screen you can utilize credits to generate AI images. What is the cost per credit? Do you get an allotment each month? I'll take that one. You don't need this for the integration with Envisionwise because Jackie has that solution in your Envisionwise platform. So you don't have to worry about that. You do get an allotment of credits in your Radio Content Pro account. How many is that per month, Andrew, that come with it?
100.
So you get 100 credits per month, and that renews every month to generate your images from there. And if you want to use it, you can. But with the integration with Jackie, as she showed you in the demo, all you have to do is browse or generate an image based on your simple prompt, and her system already puts an image on there. The image that you see at the top of the screen, Andrew, go up to show that comes from the original source. So you would be subject to copyright violations if you copy and paste that source. That's why we've got the AI generated image on there. So if you're not integrated with Envisionwise, then you would want to use your credits to generate your own image so you don't run into some copyright problems or copyright violations. We provide 100 credits per month for you if you're not an Envisionwise client. But if you've got Envisionwise, you don't have to worry about that at all.
Yeah.
This is great.
So I'm going to confuse you and give you one more thing to think about here. If you have any more questions, you can ask them as we go along. But a couple of months ago, a market manager who's using Radio Content Pro contacted us and said, hey, we really love Radio Content Pro, but we're trying to figure out ways that we can make money with it. How can you help us? And so we've developed a new way of using the tools and the content in Radio Content Pro. We're calling it, we've developed a customized, managed, turnkey website that is designed to be a community website that's beyond your radio station. So, for example, if you're in San Antonio, you would have San Antonio Local Beat. We build it, we host it, we manage it, we do everything for you. Here's one that Andrew has built for, is this Free Beer and Hot Wings? Yeah, it's a site that he built for Free Beer and Hot Wings, a show. So it gets outside of that and it creates a new medium. So imagine if all of the stations in your cluster were all promoting to content at a community-based website. And we have dozens of ways for you to monetize this, including automated, hands-free, human-free newsletters that can go out as often as you like. There's events. There's all kinds of bells and whistles and features. I'm not going to go into detail on this because we've already given you a lot to think about, but I have just put up a PDF that you can download, take a look at it, share it with your market manager, share it with your sales manager, discuss it internally. And this is just now being rolled out in market after market after market. So you can get in on the ground floor of this. It's an addition to what you're doing. And we have ways for you to discover how to monetize it, how to create automated sales with it. And I think you can turn it into a really powerful profit center. So if you want some more details about that, you can contact Jackie, Andrew, or me, and we can set you up with a more deeper dive and an in-depth demo, and we can show you what that would look like, and we can take you through the details on My Local Beat is what it's called. So back to the chat. So you make sure you look at files. You'll see a red dot. Click on files so you can download the presentation and get a little bit of an overview on that. David says, will you let us know how to schedule a follow-up conversation? Jackie, you want to give them your contact information, and Andrew through Radio Content Pro too. The best way is probably to go through your Envisionwise dashboard and schedule a demo with Radio Content Pro.
Yeah, David, I can also reach out to you directly. So, we'll set you up with these guys so you can talk to them about how to get that integrated for your stations.
Yeah. And Jeff Scarpelli says, might have missed this earlier, is the way to have the content auto-publish.
Yes, that's the beautiful thing about it. I can show you that one more time. I'll just share my screen one more time and show you Jeffrey. Am I on there? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. There's going to be you should notice this. All of you on this call should now see Local Beat on the left-hand side. There'll be a tab called Articles. So anything that you're subscribed to is going to automatically come through on this page. It's going to load up, and it's with one click. You hit Publish. You pick the blog post that it goes into. Hit Confirm, and there it is. So here's one about the Senator John. If we look at the website and hit refresh, there it is, Senator John. So one click and you're published. Easy, easy.
Yeah. So I think Jeff, what Jeff might have been asking is there a way that if as the content comes in, can it automatically publish to the website without someone having to go in and approve it?
Oh, missed that. Maybe, yeah, we can probably work that in. If you want every article that comes through the feed, Joe is on this call as well. We'll chit chat about that, but I'm sure there's always a possibility for that as well.
So I think that could probably happen. The one thing that you would probably have to figure out is how to attach a graphic along with it, how to attach the image along with it.
Yeah, that part could be a little tricky. Oh, I'm seeing Joe message me. We can set it up. So that's good news. There you go. Awesome. You can think it, we can do it. Perfect.
So right. Anything else to add? Did we miss anything, Jackie and Andrew?
Nope, I think they got the gist of it. This is great. We are excited.
Okay, so like the best way to get it started is right through your Envisionwise admin dashboard. There's links there to get started with Radio Content Pro. If you have questions or want to have a follow-up conversation like David asked for, you can click through, and when you get to Radio Content Pro, ask for a demo, send an email. Andrew's email is hello@radiocontentpro.com. And you guys know how to get a hold of Jackie. And I'm Tracy at tjohnsonmediagroup.com. So we'll be happy to answer any of your questions and take you deeper into it as far as you want to go.
Oh, we got one more question there that trickled in.
Great. Can Local Beat include sports, funeral announcements, etc.? Yes, as long as there's a website that provides that information that we can integrate into our system. Yeah.
Yeah, so you would show us which funeral announcements you have are feeding that in your market. We can put that in, and I assume as sports, you're talking about local sports, probably like high school scores and things like that. As long as you give us that URL of the site that's covering that, and we can make that happen.
Awesome. All right, I guess we'll wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for attending. You'll get a follow-up email from all of us, and we can take it from there. Thank you, Tracy, and thank you, Andrew, for showing us your system.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.